This episode of the Still Unnamed podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/TSUP.
And now, it's the Still Unnamed podcast with your hosts, Pete and Mark.
Hey kids, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Still Unnamed podcast. I'm Pete Salas along with
Mark. Every little thing he does is magic. Rodriguez.
This is episode 51. This is the follow-up to our 1-year anniversary episode. Yes, we did take a week off, and we did get some shit about it. Some harassment, if you will.
They were not happy.
They were not happy that we took a week off.
I had never seen.
See, and I told you about it.
You told me they're like, they text me, and I was like, yeah, I got a message. Somebody told me, hey, did you do the thing? And I was like, nah.
Right,
Pete.
No, yeah, you blame me real good, but I
didn't hop in on the bandwagon on that Facebook post though.
Well, I was gonna say you were, oddly quiet while I was getting my ass handed to me by.
Though. I could have been like, yeah, Pete, how come we didn't do a podcast?
Well, we both know the answer to that.
Butt stuff.
Butt stuff. But we're back, and
we're back.
But we're back. We promised we'd be back this Tuesday, and we're back. The reason I took the week off is because it was a lot of work to put together that 1 year. It was a long one. It was a full hour and change, and I figured I kind of afforded myself a week off to where I didn't have to do it. Nope. And that's the problem when you're both the talent and the producer. And I use that word very, very.
No, I mean you are.
Well, I guess
you can't use it loosely at all. That you're the reason you're producing this.
No, I didn't mean producing. I meant talent.
Oh, talent? No, yeah, I'm carrying this shit.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're doing. But anyway, it was an hour-long episode, so I was like, you know what? Watch it twice. Just fucking watch it twice.
It was good.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it twice.
Oh, well,
Did you watch it?
Way to support it. I watched it more than once, yes.
I saw it half times.
Half times?
I saw it, and I was like,
we haven't really talked about it, In fact, you and I haven't really talked in like 2 weeks.
How you doing?
What'd you think of the intro?
I know it was good. I liked it.
You texted me like it's cool or whatever, but
I really liked it.
Yeah, I really like. That is what I've listened to at least like 8 times. I'm not gonna lie. Like the first 5 minutes of it, I've listened to it because I liked it. It got me pumped to like listen, and then we started talking. And we're like, it's over.
The whole thing.
Same old shit.
Screeching halt.
But anyway.
But yeah, the intro was great. The whole thing was. It wasn't our typical hilarity. Ensues.
Typical?
Like knee slapping, just ruffling, hilarious.
Right, exactly.
But it was but I mean that's not what you expect from a 1-year episode.
No.
You're just like, hey, let's look back.
And I wanted to
into the distance.
Right. I wanted to like have people on that have been on in the past. I ran out of time, and plus people scheduling and stuff.
Yeah.
I tried to schedule 2 people, and they were like, well, I think I can do it on this day. And I'm like, dude, I really need it like by this time. And I'm like, I don't want to put any pressure on anybody. So, I mean, it's not like I'm paying them or anything.
No.
It would have been cool, but either way, it was what it was, and I really liked it. So now we're back. We're on the other side of the 1-year fence.
Yeah.
Or milestone, as you as you lovingly said several times. So here comes a question. What's going on, man?
Okay, so I've been waiting on this for quite some time. I've been thinking about it. The reason why I wore a Phantom of the Opera mask.
You're still with that?
Yeah, because it did not leave me. It stuck with me, and I had to just like, what was I thinking?
Right.
And I was like, there had to have been a reason. I do just do things, but there's a method to my madness.
Okay. Tell me.
Alyssa had said, before then, like long time before then, that all she really wants is a masquerade ball.
like from Labyrinth.
Like from Labyrinth.
Right. That's always been her dream.
Yeah, and that image is just stunning to her, and she thinks that's beautiful.
Right.
And that's what I wanted to do for her.
Okay.
And that's why I had that whole thing set up. And I didn't just have a mask for myself. I also had a mask for her.
Okay.
And she still has that mask. She just forgot about it.
So there was a key element to that story that was left out.
Yes. Okay. And if you don't know what we're talking about, go to episode 48. I do something real embarrassing.
You still remember? Man, I know that stuck with you. Yeah. So, and what I'm also referring to is in the movie Labyrinth, which we've mentioned many times on this podcast because it's one of the staples.
Have we?
Yeah, no, I think I've mentioned Labyrinth more than once.
Okay.
It's one of the staples of mine and my sister's childhood.
Yes.
We watched it several times when we were growing up. There's a scene, a very, very prominent scene right in the middle of the movie where the main character, Sarah, played by Jennifer Connelly, a very young and beautiful Jennifer Connelly, which, whatever. Anyway, she's still beautiful now.
Yes.
So anyway,
Don't just go on.
I'm moving on. She eats an apple that has been like spiked or poisoned or something like that, and she falls into like a trance.
Yeah.
She goes to sleep. She has a dream about a masquerade ball.
Yes.
And it is from the mind of fucking Jim Henson. Mm-hmm. So it is like out there.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful
And David
image.
Bowie is singing a song to her, and it's a masquerade ball, and there's all these like puppets and goblins and just different things. And he sings a song called As the World Falls Down. And my sister always clung on to that image. Like that was like women talk about their dream weddings and destination weddings, and they want to be a princess and all that stuff. I think if Elisa could have had her dream wedding, it would have been
absolutely
exactly like that. But it would have cost us some. We don't have Jim Henson money.
No, we do not.
So,
also, we really wanted to get married on that particular day, 11/11/11, and it was coming up really soon. I'm like, oh my God, we need to do this. And she's like, yup.
Is that your anniversary?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was there. I just don't remember.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal for me.
Okay.
That's when I became a Salas.
You took our last name.
I'm Mark Salas, guys. It's like that magic number. You make a wish or whatever.
Okay.
So it was 11/11/11, and we're like, we need to do this, and so we did it, and it's great, and I love it so much. It's also Veterans Day.
November 11th?
I believe so.
Is it? I don't know.
So
it's possible. I have so many like holidays in my head.
Yeah, it's coming up, so I need to get her something.
Yeah, I was about to say it's
the 4th anniversary is appliance. So
is that by the current? It's got to be the current
it's
list,
modern.
right? Modern, because there weren't appliances back then.
I think the old school was a buggy.
So what are you gonna get her?
Can opener. I think I'm going crazy.
I'm
gonna splurge on her. She's been pretty good this year.
That's funny. So 11/11/11. Okay.
Yep.
That's cool. I remember that day. I was invited.
Yeah.
We ate chopsticks as your reception.
Yeah. Did we eat an egg roll like with our arms crossed? I think we did, right?
You and I?
Not us.
I think we did too.
I think we did too. Also, yeah. I think I was just crossing arms with anybody.
Right. It was a happy day.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
What's new?
I'm feeling well.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, that's all the time we have. No, doing good. I'm very tired today. I don't know why. That's why I don't think I'm bringing the energy, but
don't worry, I got plenty. Hi guys.
Yeah, I wanted to take a nap. Like, okay, I don't really like naps because I don't take them very well, and that's a strange way to put it, but I can't. It's very hard for me to sleep in the middle of the day, like while the sun's out.
Yeah,
like. I don't know why. I guess it's in my head, my internal clock, whatever. It's hard for me to nap. I have to be extremely comfortable in a very cold, very soft bed.
Yeah.
And it has to be like cold and dark like a tomb. Either that or like,
mausoleum, what have you.
Or sleeping next to somebody that it gives you that comfort or whatever like that.
Yeah.
So Quentin's actually napping right now.
Lucky.
So I laid down with him and I started to doze off, but then I was like, I can't do this. Like it just didn't feel.
You couldn't just.
I didn't
get
feel
comfortable enough.
No. And so I was like, you know what?
Sucks, man.
Let's pod. let me work some of whatever little bit I have in here.
Are you familiar with sleep paralysis?
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Is that like when a ghost is on top of you?
That's the like mythical part.
Okay.
But yeah, I have this memory of when I took a nap in the daytime when I was in high school. Not in high school. I was at my house.
Okay.
But yeah, sleep paralysis, for those of you who don't know, is when your body's out of whack, like your brain is wired kind of differently that particular day, be it stress or what have you, and your body falls asleep before your mind falls asleep.
Okay.
And your brain releases a chemical to put your body to sleep so you don't like act out your dreams and start kicking a moose or whatever your dream is.
Kicking a moose.
I got crazy dreams.
Well, apparently. And they're all set in Canada for some reason.
Actually, that reminds me. No, what happened was there was a man who almost murdered his wife by snapping her neck because he thought he was wrestling a moose. He was trying to rip off the moose's head, but his brain didn't let out that chemical.
And he grabbed his wife next to him.
Yeah,
and
almost ripped her head off. But that's not what we're talking about.
No, we're not.
The chemical went into my body, and my brain was still on, and I was in that lucid state, and I couldn't move. I felt a pressure on my body. I couldn't breathe.
What?
And it's so terrifying. I wanted to talk about this during like Halloweener.
When was this?
More Halloweeny.
Halloweener?
Halloweenier times.
It's almost Halloweener time.
So this is perfect. Let me talk about sleep paralysis a little bit.
Okay.
It's so terrifying. That first time it hit me, I didn't know what was going on.
Right.
Because I was like 16 years old. I was asleep in my bed. And all of a sudden I felt this pressure on my chest. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. Nothing was going on. And then all of a sudden the pressure was released from my body, like slowly.
Okay.
And I felt the blanket that was on my waist come up and cover the rest of my body.
What?
And that's what I felt.
And how is this not supernatural?
Because, I don't know, but it's supposedly not supernatural. The blanket thing could have been I was asleep.
Right. So you could have been like pre-dreaming that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was also conscious and awake.
Right.
But sleep paralysis happens to me on occasion.
Okay.
It happens to a certain amount of people. And usually it goes away. With me, it happens every couple of months. Oh, it happened just recently, in fact. A couple nights ago, I was asleep and like I woke up, or I was going to sleep, and I just was laying next to Alyssa. And usually Alyssa's really good about knowing I'm freaking out because I start breathing heavily, and she'll like shake me just to be like, "Hey, get out of it."
Right.
But this time she couldn't sense me or something, or she was completely knocked out.
Okay.
And I was stuck, and I couldn't open my eyes because I knew if I opened my eyes, I would see something that I didn't want to see. And it's just that it's a nightmare feeling. You know that feeling you're in a nightmare?
Yeah.
That whole feeling is encompassing you. You're shrouded by that negative energy, and you can't move and you can't do anything about it until it decides to let you go.
Gotcha.
And it sucks, man. It's a terrifying thing.
Sounds like it.
Oh, so yeah, I deal with that sometimes.
I don't even know how we got here. What the fuck was I saying? No, not. It was before the moose.
Yeah, you can't take a nap.
But it's not due to some freaky deaky fucking sleep paralysis or something.
Yeah.
No, when you said that, I was thinking more of like that phenomenon that people have where they feel like a presence on top of them, like a ghostly presence, for the lack of a better term, and it's like pushing them down and it's not letting them get up.
Yeah, that's sleep paralysis.
Okay.
Some people can can see something holding them down. It happened to Alyssa one time, and she opened her eyes and she saw like this big black evil thing hovering on top of her, pushing down on her. I've never witnessed anything. I've never seen anything. So I'm thankful of that because it happens so often. But there are other people that they do see. They think it's a spirit or a ghost or something.
Was it the Babadook?
Oh, I don't know. Have you seen that movie?
I did. Did you watch that?
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it was fun, right?
Okay, it wasn't a great movie. Let's dial it back a bit.
Okay, it was not great, but it was... You know what? I think it made it scarier, the fact that it was like foreign, I guess, because it's Australian.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a foreign film. It wasn't... It did not feel like... You know, it wasn't like, I don't know, Jennifer Aniston or whatever in it. You know what I mean? Like it was like unknown people.
Almost indie.
It felt very indie, and it's well, for those of you who don't know, it's a story about a woman who
lost her husband.
So she's living with her son, and she lost her husband on the way to the
hospital to give birth to her son.
Right. So he was already born under a bad omen.
Yeah.
And he's kind of a freaky kid, and a mysterious children's book shows up on his shelf that she never recognized, and it's called The Babadook.
Yes.
And
God, I want that book, man.
She reads it to him or whatever, and it's like this creepy story about if you don't go to sleep at night, you know, the Babadook will come. It's kind of like one of those kukui things, if to make it regional down here to the valley.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty good movie. I liked it.
It was very suspenseful. There's not a large amount of good horror movies, I think, anymore.
Right. It's hard to scare me.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. About movie wise.
Yeah.
If I get creeped out once in a while from different things.
Or move. That's terrifying. What? Okay. By the way, if anyone is suffering from sleep paralysis, the way to knock you out of it, for me anyway, is you start wiggling your toes. I start wiggling my toes, and that usually gets me out of it.
So you focus on one little thing.
I focus on,
and it like control,
and then I'm like, okay, I'm good to go.
Okay.
So, pro tip for all you people.
Was that just the tip?
Yes, it was. We're back.
Yeah, but it is Halloween coming up. We are in the month of October.
Yep.
It's it's that creepy time of year that everyone loves, that everyone seems to love as like, especially on Facebook. Like, don't you think that it's starting to become more like a Christmas holiday? Like every post, some people on my Facebook, like every single post is like, you know, Halloween in 25 days or whatever, or like
I think it's,
you know what I mean, like,
yeah,
like Christmas time, everyone's posting about Christmas and like, you know, being with the family and drinking eggnog and cookies and all that stuff, and it's like a month-long process leading up to the date. And I feel that like Halloween has now become like that too.
Yes,
where people leading up to Halloween, you know, in September are like, you know, next month is October, and then October hits and it's like it's Halloween month.
It's starting to get Halloween.
It's the full month celebration.
Yeah.
So that's...
Yeah, man, I fucking love Halloween.
Yeah.
I know I love a lot of holidays.
You do love holidays.
My Halloween is a close second.
I think you just love festivity.
I love to dress up. Like, I'll just put on a costume. Were you here when I dressed up as a pirate to get a dozen donuts?
What?
I dressed up as a pirate because Krispy Kreme was having a little promotion. It was like Talk Like a Pirate Day or something, and the promotion was like, talk like a pirate, get a free glazed donut, and then on the bottom is like, dress like a pirate, get a dozen donuts. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. So you knew exactly where. I mean, do you have these costumes readily available?
I have my pirate costume just ready to go
at a moment's notice.
Like, if you need me to be a pirate, just give me straight up 5 minutes.
How many costumes do you have?
We like to buy a lot of costumes after Halloween sale, just in case you need them, because you never know. You need to be a pirate one day.
Right.
Get a dozen free donuts. By the way, they had just gotten out. They were nice and warm, and forget about it. So, I don't know. We've got, between the both of us, at least maybe half a dozen to 10.
Wow.
6 to 10 costumes.
Okay.
And just various accessories that if we need to throw something together, we can.
I still don't know what I'm going to be for Halloween, or if I'm
I
going to...
thought you wanted to be Twisty.
If I'm going to... Well, I was thinking about that, but I'm running out of time, and I don't...
I went to the Halloween store. It had like a clown hat. Mm-hmm. It was pretty cool. I'd never seen it before. It was the cone clown hat.
Okay.
With the puff balls.
Right.
Half black, half white. I was like, oh, I'm going to probably buy that after Halloween sale. That's what we do. Like, if it's before Halloween, we'll go to the Halloween store. We'll look around and we're like, yeah, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that. Ooh, definitely want that.
That's that old-fashioned clown, like, from, like, what is it called? That opera about the sad clown?
Oh,
Pagliacci?
Pavarotti?
No, that's a singer. Anyway,
he's the one that goes da, 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 da.
That's the one.
No, I need to do it. Give me some time.
Try it.
No, I don't know. Sad clown.
Yes, the sad clown from Opera Times, whatever the hell that
Seinfeld.
means. That's what I was gonna. I didn't want to say that because I drop Seinfeld like every single show.
Well, I mean that's your thing.
It is my thing, and it's so good, Mark. It's so
a good one,
dude. I watch
that
Seinfeld.
Clown is great.
I watch Seinfeld like every day. And then,
how do you do that?
Well, it's come out on Hulu now.
Oh,
so now that I have access to it, I'm just like every night I'll watch one. I'll go to sleep to a Seinfeld. Is that weird?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, there's weirder things I could be doing.
You know what I've been looking at on the internet? There's some posts on a thread. The thread is called Cringe, and it's just like weird guys like not knowing how to flirt with women. Essentially me when I was a teenager.
Right.
And I'm like, ugh, that's so weird. And one thing that has come up a lot is there's like people like straight up obsessed with feet.
Okay, yeah. No,
yeah,
no, I knew about that.
I mean, I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Are you, because I have a genuine, like, dislike of feet, like a fear almost. It's almost a phobia, borderline phobia of feet.
I'm very
There's probably 2 pairs of feet that I've ever
touched?
liked. Well, willingly touched and actually liked to touch.
Okay.
I'm going a little too far there, but anyway.
Not like to touch, but dealt with.
No, I like to touch them.
Well, I don't get it.
No, I don't. I don't get it either. Maybe I'm just a romantic fuck.
Probably.
I don't know.
I mean...
Anyway, moving on. Yes.
Do I have like a pair of feet that I love?
No. The question is, how are you with feet? Because some people don't deal well with them, like myself.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm very comfortable with everything.
Okay. So anyway, you were saying there's a cringe and there's people who are obsessed with feet.
Yeah, people will post, like there was some guy that was texting another girl like, hey, can I ask you a question? Please don't get upset. And she's like, oh, what is it? And don't get mad. Okay, what do you want? Are you going to get mad? No, just tell me. If there was one person that you would take a picture and send your feet of, who would it be? And I was like, that's weird.
That is weird. That's a weird question to ask someone.
Yeah. But I don't know. Cringy.
It is. I mean, there's people. Dude, I forgot where I heard it, but it's true. Like no matter how weird the situation is, someone out there is going to have a kink for it. Like they're gonna desire that, and that's just the world we live in. Hey, you know what? You're an American. You can do that if you want.
You want to look at some feet? That's weird, but go for it.
Go for it. Have at it.
With their consent.
Exactly.
Don't just be fucking...
We do not condone...
working at Foot Locker to get your rocks off.
We don't condone forcible foot massage on this show at all.
I'm really good at foot massages.
Are you?
I'm really good at all massages. I don't know about dick massages, but I imagine I'd be great.
See, you brought it up. Why?
Because it was gonna go that way. I saw it and I leapt in front of the bullet.
You jumped in front of the dick.
Yeah. See, if I poke fun of myself, you can't do it.
I'm going to do it anyway.
Go for it. I give myself amazing dick massages.
Oh my God. Oh,
What are we talking about
What the
again?
fuck were we talking about? We went from
Sleep paralysis.
sleep. Like, how I can't take a nap, and now we're self-dick massaging. Oh my god. Speaking of self-dick massaging, audibletrial.com/TSUP. I don't think we're doing this right. I don't know. Are we? I mean,
I don't know. You have all the numbers.
I do have the numbers, but like I don't know, because like we showed up that first month like with some numbers. We were moving some audiobooks.
Yeah.
And then those numbers are gone. Like, what does that mean?
Well, maybe it's per month.
Okay, so then so we need to start. Yeah, where's the ching? Maybe I put in the wrong routing number.
Dude, if you did, and fucking Joe Blow across the street is just like, Amazon's paying me for stuff.
Right.
And I'm not going to say anything.
We're just going to leave it as is. But yeah, no, I got to check in on that. But
You got a chicken in that?
I got to check in
I
on
know,
that.
but it sounded like you said chicken.
Does it sound like... Oh, because I'm
Through
probably...
these headphones it did.
So we got some love dropped at our doorstep the other day.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so I wanted to mention that before we moved any further. Longtime loyal listener, masterpiece cake artisan himself, Chris
What's his
Perez.
last name?
Chris Perez.
Perez? Okay.
Yes. Like Selena's husband, yes. I saw it on your face.
Did my eye twinkle?
A little bit.
He jumped in front of the dick this time. I couldn't do it.
We called him out.
Yep.
As a joke.
Yeah, just a little
We
fun.
were like, hey man, where's our fucking Rice Krispie treat cereal that you promised us back in May?
Waka waka, honk honk.
Right, moving on. Well, goddamn it, if he didn't drop some off like the next
That day, right?
Yeah, something like that, like the next
might have
day.
been the next day.
He texted me and he's like, hey, I'm passing by your house real quick. I left something by the gate for you and Mark. And I'm like, oh, I know what this is. So immediately I texted you and I said, go outside, run to the gate because there's something out there for us. And you were like, what? And I'm like, just do it.
I was a little bit afraid that you were going to scare me.
Because it is.
Because it's a weird thing to say, but I'm like, whatever, I trust you. But
Right.
that might be a mistake.
So the first thing you did was you grabbed your camera.
Yep.
Because why wouldn't you?
Because,
Because we live in that world where we document everything.
yeah.
So you grabbed your camera and you ran out there. And what did you see?
I don't know. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Okay, guys, Hello? I'm not doing a remake of Blair Witch Project. Pete texted me and told me to go outside the gate because allegedly we have a care package of some sort. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go check it out. So I decided to record this experience for the podcast because I think it's podcast related. So there better not be a cucuis out here spooking me. Hey. Open it up a bit. Sure enough, there's a little gift. Hey. Well, look at that. What? Oh, man. So, if you can't tell through well, of course you can, but for the listeners, it's 2 boxes of Rice Krispies treats, and it can only be from one person, the Keebler Elves. They are huge fans of the podcast. And it comes with a message. It reads, to Petey and Mark, congrats on 1 year. Better late than never. Chris, really appreciate it, bud, man. This is awesome. I'm gonna eat them both. I'm not gonna tell Pete we even got this. Okay. Thank you again. Bye. Why'd I throw pieces?
Well, there you go. As you can see,
Yes.
or hear, depending on how you're
Devouring our...
this episode. Mr. Chris, very, very thankful to you. Thank you. He brought us 2 boxes of Rice Krispie Treat cereal.
Yes, he did.
As promised.
One for me and one for you and one for me.
Right. Yeah. And so we're very thankful. That's the type of love that we get once in a while from our loyal listeners.
Mine
and
was half gone like the next day.
we appreciate. Yeah, you know what? I hear you.
I heard what you just said. No, I wanted to share it with Harley and Dexter because it really is a delicious cereal.
Right.
And they were like, this is good. More Harley because Dexter doesn't talk so much. But
Right.
yeah, they very much enjoyed it. And I had
Good.
like 2 bowls.
Damn.
It was so good.
I just ate it straight out the box.
That's perfectly fine because it's that damn good.
Devoured. But I still have some. Anyway, thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Anything else we want to talk about?
Nope.
Me neither.
All right.
Well, as I stated at the beginning, this is our follow-up to our big 1-year anniversary show.
51.
Right. Excuse me. And I also, disclaimer, I'm very, very tired. So please excuse the lack of energy in this episode. But I did it for you all because you all were harassing me about getting a show on the air. And here it is. And you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ungrateful poops.
So on that note, hit the music. I want to thank everybody for listening. Thank you all for coming back 2 weeks after our 1-year anniversary. Thank you for continuing to listen. This is episode 51. We're still rocking. We're still rolling. And, I appreciate all of you. I appreciate the gifts. Mark does as well.
Yes.
So on that note, I'm Pete Salas along with
Mark, every little thing he does is magic. Rodriguez.
special thanks to our sponsor, Chico's Bail Bonds. For a free audiobook download, please visit audibletrial.com/TSUP and have yourself a very happy Taco Tuesday. I don't know.
Man, you a week you didn't do this, and then you're just falling off the rails.
I'm just so sleepy.
Why don't you go take a nap,
I'm so
have
sleepy.
a witch visit you in your sleep, and tuck you in.
I will. Goodbye, everybody.
Night, night.